Right, we are back.
Don't cause any trouble. Got it?
Got it. And now let's take a look at our journal and see where we left off. Okay, so Wedding Crashers. A grand wedding between Alta, son of Lord Semin, and Agnes, daughter of the Troskovitz bailiff, is going to take place at Semin. This could be the perfect opportunity to meet Lord von Berghoff. I need to gain entrance into the wedding party no matter what. I need to get into the wedding party. Radovan, the Tarkov blacksmith, could help me gain access to the wedding party, so I ought to speak with him. Krazel, the Lower Seamine Miller, could help me gain access to the wedding party, so I ought to pay him a visit. Okay, so we have two options here for the main quest, and one is with a blacksmith, another one with a miller, Krazel. But we also have side quests. One is for combat training. Bara the beggar told me that the gypsies camp by the Rock Tower Pond. There's a showman named Tomcat who performs various feats of strength and is even good with weapons. Sounds unlikely, but maybe I could learn something from him. That is a useful thing to do, because in this game there's a lot of fighting, so that might be worth investing in. And Mutt. I should find out what happened to my loyal friend Mutt and take care of him. Maybe Capon is right about Mutt's dead. That Mutt's dead. Or maybe he isn't, but I ought to go and look at the place where Mutt fell and see for myself. Alright, that's a good idea, I think. Throughout this playthrough, I'm going to focus on side quests first before progressing into the main quests. And let's see where we stand. Right, it looks like we are still stripped naked, almost, or at least shirtless, after our encounter with Troskowitz guards. This is Troskowitz, right? Yes. Okay, so... Yep, Troskowitz. Quite a nice little village. Another thing of note is the codex, which in this game is quite extensive, and it allows us to look into the medieval life and understand more of what's going on, which I really like about this game, that it tries to be historically close to accuracy. So as we go through the game, I'm going to read out these bits and pieces of codex just so we can understand better of what's going on. So the first one is armor. In the 14th century, manufacturing capabilities expanded, leading to the production of stronger and often combined armors. Older chainmail armors transitioned to plate armor due to advancements in steel processing and the ability to forge larger pieces of metal on automatic hammers. Soldiers' heads were protected by helmets such as the cervillery, known as the Iron Head, bassinets, and helms. There's also something written on the side here, but I can't quite make it out. Armors were crafted by armorers or helmet makers, typically from a single piece of hardened plate, skullcaps, bassinets, or riveted together from several smaller pieces. Cervillery Salé. The finest armor of the early 15th century was considered that made in German and Italian lands. Combined type armors were used by heavy cavalry. They consisted of chainmail supplemented with plate armor, covering the limbs and simpler forms of cuirasses, plate coats, or quilted jackets. Some plate coats and breastplates were equipped with a hook for the knight's spear. If the armor lacked a hook, the spear was inserted into a slot in the shield, which covered the left arm, controlling the reins and the lower part of the helmet. Okay. A widely used helmet was the bassinet salé with a distinctly shaped visor, nicknamed the dog snout. It kind of does look like one. Additionally, iron heads with 1 or 2 eye slots are frequently depicted in visual sources. Shoulders were protected either by chainmail sleeves or small pauldrons. An indispensable part of the armor was the shield. Alright. Combat technique. In the Middle Ages, in the High Middle Ages, new elements of combat techniques and weapons and armor emerged. Curved sabers became popular, and chainmail was replaced by plate armor. Knights preferred heavier swords, crossbows, and impact weapons, such as maces and flails. Only wealthy nobles could afford full armor. Usually only partial metal armor was worn, and more than for protection, the focus was on combat technique. For this reason, sword fighting developed in 2 ways. Knightly swordsmanship, fighting with a spear, sword, and shield in full heavy armor, and common swordsmanship, for lightly armored fighters who fought with swords and common weapons, such as falchions, flails, scythes, staffs, etc. In battles between lightly armored and heavy armored fighters, speed, agility, and cleverness often won. Therefore, swordplay also interested the poorer parts of society. Oh, I see. They gradually started to be educated in sword fighting schools. The training was not very professional, being based more on dexterity, readiness, and the use of various available means besides weapons. Precise contemporary descriptions of duels are lacking, so historians rely on mentions in literature or preserved visual material. Okay. So it looks like common folks also were trained in sword fighting schools. I didn't know that. And let's also read about weapons in connection to that. Humans have been using weapons made of wood, stone, bone, and antlers since the Paleolithic era. Initially, due to the materials used, piercing weapons like spears, knives, and arrows were the most common. Later, with advancements in metalworking techniques, slashing weapons such as daggers, axes, and swords began to be produced. Besides these two traditional types, we also know of striking, throwing, handheld firearms, artillery, and positional weapons. In the medieval period, spears, halberds, and crossbows were common. In villages, agricultural tools were often used as weapons. From the 14th century, cannons using gunpowder, known in China much earlier, started to be used in Europe, and firearms began to spread gradually. Records of the use of handheld firearms in Bohemia date back to the reign of Wenceslas IV, which they use documented in 1398 during the siege of the Archbishop's court in Kai, near Prague. Okay, so it's mostly metal weapons and some small amount of guns, basically. Got it. Let's read about venoms and poisons. Venoms and poisons were a relatively common way of solving socio-political problems. Okay. The most commonly used poisons were alkaloids from hemlock, henbane, deadly nightshade, or poisonous mushrooms added to food or drinks. Among the most popular drugs were abortives, inducing abortion, aphrodisiacs, stimulating sexual excitement, analgesics, relieving pain, antiseptics, destroying bacteria, digestives, improving digestion, laxatives, promoting bowel movements, narcotics, inducing sleep with calming effects, and tonics, acting regeneratively and nutritively on the body. One of the worst food poisonings that affected broader rural society involved rye contaminated with a parasitic ergot fungus. Before identifying the source of the poisoning, thousands of people fell victim to it, often resulting in accusations against local witches, in quotes. Ergot in non-lethal doses causes delirium and hallucinations. Okay. Interesting. Indeed, the origins of witchcraft beliefs and accusations often stemmed from intoxication by psychedelic substances, sometimes used in production of potions and ointments. Interesting. So, the witchcraft accusations were often connected to ergot fungus, which contaminated the rye. Which I think leads us nicely into the village. Bohemian villages underwent a significant transformation in the term of 13th and 14th centuries. Peasants could inherit farms and wages, and trade began to have clear rules. The shape of the villages also changed, from chaotically scattered homesteads to organized plots with a regular geometric layout, providing ample space for roads and markets. The number of houses ranged around 20 to 25. The center of the village was the village green, a public space that served as a social, cultural and economic hub, with fences marking the village boundaries. So if we look at the map of Troskowitz, it kind of looks like somewhere in between of these two transformations. Like, it's still a collection of homesteads, but the shape of it kind of starts to take that plotted space with a central plane or something. That is the social center of the village. So let's read about those houses and dwellings. The core of a late medieval house is in both village and town, consistent of a kitchen, a hall, and a living chamber. Hearth room, parlor. Everything was located on the ground floor. From the 15th century, additional floors were built, and the first multi-story houses appeared. The walls were insulated from the outside with a clay mixture, which also protected the house from fire. Windows were made very small or omitted altogether to retain heat. The property was usually fenced, with a gate wide enough for a cart to enter the courtyard. Attached to the house were outbuildings, stables, barns, outhouses, ovens, and shelters for wood or food storage. Waste was taken outside the house to the fields, or to dig out cesspits. Toilets were built over these cesspits in front of the house. A typical single-story 3-section village house had entrance door from the courtyard leading into the central room, from which there were doors to the living room and the chamber. The houses were made of wood on stone foundations. The hearth room, the main area of the village household, served for living as a kitchen, containing an oven and a hearth. Above the hearth was a chimney leading to the attic. Other areas were used for storing grains, tools, food, in containers or chests, and so on. Torches, ceramic lamps, and mainly the fire from the hearth provided light. The floor was made of compacted clay, often mixed with straw, leaves, or animal hair. The roof was typically covered with thatch, bundles of rye straw or reeds, often double-layered. The front of the house was a garden and a yard, with outbuildings where poultry, pigs, and cattle were kept. Okay, and I think here we can see a perfect example of what they were talking about. And you can see the entrance to most, if not all, of the houses is indeed wide enough such that a cart like this could fit through.
Hey, did you forget your clothes somewhere?
Could fit through this. Yeah, that guy actually reminded me that let's put our clothes back. Like that. And they are all dirty. We have 63% of dirt. So let's wash ourselves over here. Right, much better. But yeah, I guess this is somewhat more established house. Although there is like...
Greetings.
Hey, there is like a hole in the roof over there. Yeah, and there's the handpan. And here's the garden. Of course, some apples from the apple tree.
Keep the peace, and we won't have any problems.
Alright. Some manure, which is a source of fertilizer for the fields. Over here. Of course, naturally. People have their own sustenance on these fields. This cabbage patch reminds me of Skyrim. Farm full of cabbage. This, I think, is... what is it? Onion? Not sure. It looks like onion. And these yellow... actually, I don't know what it is. Is it... not sure. Not sure what is grown here. I like the environments in this game a lot, by the way. The artistry that went into making these landscapes as much as they could resemble in real life is just incredible. Like every forest, every bush, every tree that you see here kind of grows exactly like it would in real life, so it's really, really remarkable what they were able to pull off in terms of realism of the flora and fauna. And I really like this attention to details. Some small bee houses. This reminds me of the forests which were in the original Oblivion. But of course, these ones are much more complex and realistic. And I enjoy just walking around and appreciating the nature in this game. Even if you take out all the gameplay, all the story, and you leave just the environment, it was still an incredible game. It's like unlike anything you have ever seen in terms of trees and landscape and how it all fits together like a picture. Like literally, no matter where you look, it's going to be a picture-worthy frame. Every frame is a painting, as I say. Nice. Shall we sit here? Nice. Yeah. So let's get back to reading codex. And speaking of woods and forests, forests belonging to the monarch, especially near borders, played not only an economic but also a strategic role. Felled trees formed an important part of fortifications. From the 14th century onwards, efforts were made to protect forests, with only their ruler having the authority to decide, for instance, whether peasants could fell trees for construction. The monarch could also permit farmers to graze cattle or burn charcoal on their lands, provided the deer could safely birth their young. Peasants were tasked with moving grass and drying hay in the forest meadows, and were allowed to catch hares. Hunting other game was strictly forbidden for anyone except the lord of the forest, under severe penalties. Okay, so I was thinking about it, because you would think that it would be relatively easy to sort of go out there and try to live in the forest of the game and what you can catch and hunt. But apparently it's not so enticing and so clear-cut case of just getting rid of society, because if you get caught hunting, there will be severe punishment from the lord of the forest, because all the game belongs to the lord and you have no right to it, which even in 14th century was a major roadblock if you wanted to escape, say, being a farmer or something like that. Just return to the forest as a free man. At that time, forests were predominantly composed of beech fir and mixed oak, where only certain trees were felled. Oak for water constructions, beech for charcoal burning, etc. Overall, forest cover suffered significant damage during the Middle Ages and was completely eradicated in some areas. Yeah, no wonder people were trying to protect it. On one hand, it's completely justified, but yeah, it does limit your options as a peasant. Which brings us nicely back to dugout shelters. A dugout shelter is a form of smaller and more makeshift housing, One room dug into the ground with steps leading down into it. It was covered with a simple thatched roof. These were home to poor people, or a provisional shelter for woodcutters, charcoal burners, or shepherds who did not live in them all year round. I think these types of shelters were prevalent everywhere across Europe and in many other parts at that particular sort of technological time period. And let's read about sources of light in those dwellings. The main source of light after sunset in households was fireplaces and hearths. When that was insufficient, torches, flambeaux, were used to illuminate pathways or dwellings in the Middle Ages, along with lanterns, oil lamps, and candles. Ceramic or metal oil lamps had a bow shape, sometimes with a handle. A wick immersed in oil was used in these, and later wax was added. In wealthier households, chandeliers were hung from the ceiling with chains. In villages, simple lamps burned tallow instead of vegetable oils, and split wood torches were used. Tallow candles were smelly, smoky, and melted quickly. They needed to be wiped and the tallow collected for reuse, which is why they were placed in holders with a bowl. In Central Europe, beeswax was considered an extraordinarily expensive commodity in the Middle Ages, and was even used as a form of payment for guild fees, payment in wax. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, usually we would think of candles made of wax, but apparently wax was quite expensive. And it's no wonder given the small beehives that we have seen that the beeswax would be a very expensive thing to produce. Fabrics. Both plant and animal fibers were used to make textiles. In the beginning, mainly bast fibers, willow, linden, and various grasses were used. Later, plants particularly suitable for textile production, such as flax and hemp, were also bred. Hemp fiber is strong, coarse, and darker than flax, but not flexible, making it less suitable for clothing and instead was used more for ropes and cordage. Cotton was unknown in Europe until the late Middle Ages. Interesting, so it's mostly flax and hemp then. The most common animal raw material was wool, which has good thermal insulation properties, high absorbency, elasticity, and dyes well. It was combined or sheared from sheep. It was combed or sheared from sheep. Okay, yeah, wool was nice. Silk was imported from Asia as a rare and luxurious commodity. Yeah, I can imagine. Speaking of fabrics, pennants and banners. In the heat of battle in the Middle Ages, where most of the combatants had the same or similar equipment, the standard, banner or pennant were often the only way to differentiate friend from foe. Standards also helped lift morale and organize the various units during troop movements. The turn of the 14th and 15th centuries, standards and banners were the shape of extended triangles, upright rectangles, or squares. Flags were fashioned from colored canvas or silk. The depictions of emblems were painted onto them. Most often, the coats of arms of the respective feudal lords. Yeah, and like we read just now, the silk was actually a luxurious commodity, so it would be reserved to very, very important parts and items. Cavalry carried small standards on their spears, and craftsmen who were members of the guilds also had their own banners. The guild banner was emblematic of the profession and was shown at public ceremonies and at army and other ostentatious events. Alright. The banner of the Bohemian lands dates back to 13th century, and depicts gules, a lion rampant queue fauché argent, id est, a two-tailed silver lion. Two-tailed silver lion raised on its hind legs on a red background. If the banner was topped with a triangular point, it is referred to as pennant. Interesting. Rathaus and Town Hall. The Town Hall is the seat of the bailiff and the council. Originally it was an ordinary townhouse, gradually transforming into the local government office or town hall. In Bohemia, the first town hall was established at the end of the 14th century. The buildings were usually of brick, at least at lower floors, with many rooms having vaulted ceilings. The ground floor of the municipal building hosted shops, a tavern, the site of the public scales, a sentry room, and an armory. The room housing the public scales, which set the standard for all other scales in shops, had a cubit length measure set in the wall, and samples of other measures and weights, which were universally valid throughout the town's administrative domain. On the first floor of the town hall was the council hall, the chapel in an oriel, the scribe's study and residential chambers. The upper floor served as granary or warehouse. In the cellar there was a jail and storage for goods. The council hall hosted the meetings of the city council, and its cabinets contained documents, deeds, charters, privileges, and the town archive. I imagine that this building over there is the Troskowitz Town Hall, I think.
Don't cause any trouble. Got it?
I just want to see if indeed there are, maybe we can see measures or something. Nope. This would be, I think, where the guards sleep. What about here? Oh, I see, this is the tavern. Right, so it's all kind of connected.
Going to be a dice tournament at the wedding. And Whoever wins will take home a gold bag.
That must cost a king's ransom.
Ave Maria. Just like the whole wedding.
Right. And what's here? Oh, there's the toilet. Horses. I think this is like a prison or something. Oh, this is interesting. This is not a door. Won't be opened. Yeah, the layout is very unusual for modern eye. Like, this is a road towards the castle, which then kind of goes through this area. It's like little bar, something, and then goes
and we won't have any problems.
through another barn. And then what is on this floor, I wonder? Okay, it's closed. Then there's the tavern on the left, sort of town hall on the right, where the bailiff lives, I think.
God be with you, friend.
You too. Yeah, it's all connected and so really nice to see and explore. Anyways, yeah, here you can park your horse, so it has something to drink. Now, where were we? Right. Municipal finances. Yay, everyone's favorite subject. Towns and cities always had to look after their budgets, so they collected taxes, customs, duties, tolls, and ungeld. Goods tariffs. The most common form of tax was paid twice a year, in an amount dependent on the assets of each respective citizen. Fees and taxes were levied on the economic activities, sales of goods or services provided by the city's inhabitants. Another source of civic revenue was money made by the city council or the city court for the making of contracts, documents, records, and other routine activities. The treasury also collected money from interest payments, fines, building funds, loans, and various rents and feudal dues. Written records were maintained for all revenues. The city council allocated funds for the purchase of real estate, paid the nobility for defense and security, invested in schools, civic cultural development, churches, administration, salaries of city officials, construction, operation and maintenance of municipal buildings. Alright, so it all makes sense. You would normally have your, community pot, so things can get moving and organized. Roman Catholic Church. In the pre-Hussite period, the church owned extensive property, sometimes exceeding the wealth of the nobility or even the king himself. The church also often collected various taxes and fees, which led to conflicts not only between the church and the secular world, but also within the church itself. Besides priests, clergymen, and their assistants, the church also included monks, archbishops, church officials, and clerics. Altogether, the church supported and employed about a tenth of the population. Oh wow. The high costs of operation and the inability to ensure people's welfare or salvation, along with numerous wars and plagues, led in the 14th century to a radical weakening of church power and a loss of people's trust in the church as an institution. The first signs of the Reformation movement appeared, as well as many alternative heretical sects, in quotes, or a return to old pagan traditions. Mass at that time was more of a social event than a spiritual one. People chatted, flirted, or even made business deals. This changed only with the Reformation movement and the return to true piety during the Hussite movement. The declining trust of the church was also supported by the first translations of the Bible into the Czech language, thanks to which the ideas truly contained in the Bible could finally spread even among the illiterate population. The spark of revolution had been struck. Okay, that's interesting. The church was quite powerful at some point. And that actually brings us to the three states of man. The three states of man, serving as figurative description of the ideal medieval society, the theory was that God divided society into three groups: warriors, clerics, and peasants. Yeah, that's kind of what Hans Capon was talking about earlier, last time. The warriors were supposed to defend society and included nobility, soldiers, and executors of state power. The clergy cared for salvation and education, and those serving the church and educated scholars could also be included here. The last category comprised the greatest mass of society. The task of the peasants was to work and feed the whole society. Nice. A well-known Latin proverb says, "Tu ora, tu protege, tu labora." You pray, you protect, you work. Though the division into classes is determinant and limits the freedom of social mobility, at the same time it guarantees social harmony. Everyone knows their place, what is expected of them, and what plans God has for them. It wasn't until the 15th century that some church reformers began to dismantle this teaching. For example, Petr Chelchiki, a follower of Jan Hus, came up with a bold thesis that all people are equal. Oh wow, that's a revolutionary idea. Pillory. The pillory was located in the middle of the square and was used to administer minor punishments for offsets such as perjury, slander, or fraud. It was most often a wooden or stone column to which the condemned were chained for a certain period, hours or even days. The punishment was then carried out by the entire community. Spitting, insults, mockery, and the occasional blow were common. Nice. I mean, I guess it kind of works, especially in a tight-knit community where everybody knows each other. That is a strong detergent against breaking the law. But at the same time, it's a very human thing to do. Medieval literature. Since we are in the period before the invention of the printing press, a specific feature of medieval literature is that it was practically entirely disseminated by handwritten copies, and many of its works have not survived in their entirety. The most common genre were chronicles and annals, legends of saints, sermons, or prayers. Later, learned treatises, novellas, and very popular chivalric romances were added. Additionally, they existed less frequently preserved humorous songs, couplets, or farces which remained out of the main focus. Literature was often written in verse and in Latin, with few works being created in national languages at the time. Books were expensive and contained rich decorations and illustrations. Since few people could read, the possession of books was primarily the domain of monasteries, educational institutions, or royal courts. The most significant Czech literary works of our era include the verse epic Alexanderis, Cosmas Chronicle Puerorum, the Dalimil Chronicle, and the biography of Charles IV, Vita Caroli. The player will surely notice that in Kingdom Come we handle books and reading more freely. This was one of the concessions we made for the sake of entertainment, and to be able to hide information in books that would otherwise not make it into the game. Alright, so the books we encounter in the game might not be typical or illustrative of the kind of literature was actually around at the time. And we're almost done. Astrology. In the Middle Ages, alchemy and apothecary were naturally linked with astrology, which was regarded as applied astronomy. Since ancient times, fate had been considered the expression of divine will, emanating from the heavens and giving mankind signs in the constellations of stars and planets. Indeed, the Arabs in ancient Greeks had made tablets, overviews, and catalogues of stars and constellations, as well as calendars used for navigation. The movement of celestial bodies had an influence on political issues, on decisions about war or marriage. Even medical treatment, food preparation, or tasks associated with agriculture were deemed to be subject to celestial mechanics. Based on the constellations, every person was assigned a sign of the zodiac, which determined his health, career, and even social relationships throughout his life. Astrologers used many devices in their work, such as astrolabels, sextants, quadrants, sundials, and other devices for accurate monitoring of the skies. Unlike today, astrology was a highly regarded and respected science and many astronomers of the time were also astrologers. Okay, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with the science being born out of something more muddy. so it's quite common actually. Because you can't always tell a good idea from a ludicrous one, and which one is which from the start. Beverages. There were shortages of clean drinking water due to pollution of watercourses by human activities around rural settlements, and fruit juices were available only in season. Hence everyone, including children, drank beer. The beer brewed at home was weaker and heavier than today, containing 1 to 5% of alcohol, and was served in a place of soup. It had no head or foam, was brewed from wheat, so-called white beer, or from barley, oat beer. Only in the 15th century did more hops come to be added for better beer quality, bringing out its bitter flavor. Wine was drunk primarily at the court and the monasteries. It differed from today's wine with its spiced, very sweet taste. It was condensed into a thick syrup and diluted with water. Spirits were altogether rare. Distillation took place in small volumes. Fruit and cereal distillates were again weaker than today's, about 15 or 20%. The most popular drink was mead, made from fermented honey dissolved in water. Okay, so I guess it makes sense, especially given the shortage of clean drinking water, that a lot of people drank beer and spirits were also weaker. Yeah, it all kind of makes sense, yeah. Alright, and with that, I think we have concluded the reading of the codex entries for now. But now, for example, we understand that the tavern that we imagine today is a sort of fantasy medieval tavern. It's not quite what it was and how it's depicted here in this game. In regards to available beverages and what the place actually was like. And also, I think in this little village, there's really no hotel or anything like that. So, for example, if we ask the tavern owner about a place to stay, I think she's just going to point us, I don't know, somewhere over here maybe, as partly as a joke and partly serious, because it's not like she's running a hotel here.
Have you come to break some more stuff? If you want something, wait till I stop being angry. And if you don't have anywhere to sleep, they'll look after you in Shelly-off.
Yeah, that's what she's talking about. In the village next to ours, which I think is over here somewhere, there is
Jesus Christ be praised.
There is a tavern that's more like to what we think of a tavern.
Have you come to break some more stuff? If you want something,
But here,
wait till I stop being
it's
angry.
more like an
And if you don't
inn
have anywhere to sleep, they'll look after you in Shelly.
that doesn't really
Are you starting to regret coming
look like an inn to our modern eye.
Tell me then, what did he give you for it?
Sure, I'll tell you, and you dob me in.
Are you crazy? Why would I dob you in?
Look, just drop it, will you? Gossiping about it won't do anyone any good.
You think I'll blurt it out to the first person I meet?
No, I just want to be sure nobody finds out.
Greetings.
You never know.
Right, and... oh, here's a cat. Hello, kitty. Hey. Yeah, this game has a system of not quite thief level of stealth, but there is some mechanics like that'll try to kind of make you understand how people around you are going to behave. So we have the search. When something suspicious happens, people will search the area around them. And as long as you don't behave suspiciously, you're safe from pursuit. If a crime is discovered and you're found to be the perpetrator, people will try to track you down. When somebody spots you, they will first try to recognize you. The level of recognition is indicated by the hair ears. Once you are detected, the observer will move closer to detect you, and the hair icon will alert if you are detected. If you are found in a place you aren't supposed to be, you may be kicked out. If you are seen committing a crime, people will try to report you to the guards. You can be arrested or otherwise confronted for your crimes. You are in combat, but there's no immediate threat to you. In such situation, you can bandage or otherwise heal yourself directly from your inventory. And then there's a fight when you are in combat and in immediate danger. You have to decide whether to fight or flee. So I wonder what this hair means now. Is somebody looking for something? Has something strange happened around here? Not sure. Oh look, there's a cart with horses. Somebody brought something? Oh, there's a new codex entry for carts and wagons. In the Middle Ages, carts served for travel, agricultural work, and military purposes. Among the simplest carts were two-wheeled carts alongside leather wagons, known as leather racks, or carts with solid sides. Oldest carts with tall wheels had a single central axle connected to the chassis. From the 14th century, two-axle four-wheeled cars were used. The front axle was not steerable, resulting in a very small turning radius. These cars also lacked benches, so the coachman either rode on one of the horses or walked alongside the cart. In times of war, carts could be used as mobile field fortifications, a strategy notably highlighted during the Hussite Wars, where the strategic use of wagon forts won several battles for the Hussites. Interesting, so in addition to not being able to steer, these four-wheeled carts also lacked benches. So as we can see here, this one does have a bench though. And looks like what we would expect a car to look like. What about the steerability of it? Yeah, I don't think you can turn this axle. No, I think it's not
What are
steerable.
you trying to pull, you scoundrel?
Just enjoying your cart, sir. Not trying to pull anything. What would happen if I... Can I jump onto it? Let me try. Nope, not quite. Alright, so now that we have spent an hour reading, let's get to work. And let's start with looking for mud. I think this is not a bad place to start at, because both our side quests currently point in this general area, so we would have to go there anyways. And oh look, Abara has someone giving her some coin. I sadly can't spare any coin right now because I don't think I have any. No, I don't think I have any at the moment. Now let's see. Let's try going this way. Now we can walk using the roads. Look at this. This is so nice. Again, kind of attention to detail is incredible for a game like this. For a game of this size. We can also just walk straight across the fields and everything. Nobody's going to stop us. It's such a beautiful landscape again. The hare's jumping. The weather is so nice. And again, if you look, the forest here looks exactly like it would in real life. So naturally, if you have ever lived in an area like this, you would naturally recognize these types of environments. So what I'm trying to say is, like, unlike something like Skyrim, which you can feel sort of is built around markers and objectives, this place feels like it's been sort of brought straight from the real life to the screen. So it doesn't feel like an artificial place, even though it is absolutely made out of assets, like both scanned and handcrafted. But yeah, it's absolutely remarkable job what they have been able to pull off on the CryEngine here. Just look at this. You can just like stop right here and made a painting out of it, with some happy little trees here and there. It's such a privilege to be able to walk this digital landscape freely. It's almost like that Minecraft server, the Ardacraft, where people spend countless hours recreating the Middle Earth in Minecraft using CurseForge mod pack. But this is even more incredible because, of course, the fidelity is even higher. And just like in real life, when you are in the forest, there could be wild animals, like boars, wolves and such, so... And again, unlike wolves in Skyrim, which kind of attack you as you run from Helgen to Riverwood. Any encounter here would not be so ham-fistedly scripted. I like this little small pond here. On one hand, I'm really tempted to jump into it. On the other, it might be not a good idea because we don't know how deep it goes. You can also hear a small creek here. Again, very nice atmosphere. Okay, going to dip my toe here. Hopefully I won't drown. Alright. Yeah, this is what this game does to you. It absolutely turns you into a little piglet who just wants to splosh around in a little pond and walk through the creek. This is absolutely incredible. Right, let me double check with the map. Yeah, because we want to make sure we end up on the right side of this water here. So I turn on this. Let's go a little bit forward. and maybe a little bit this way. I don't know where this path would take me. But I hope it's the right one. Nope, it absolutely is not. See, that's why you need to be very careful with these winding paths and forest roads. Okay. Alright, I think this... Yes, this is the right place. This is the right way. So... Actually, can we turn the camera in third person? I don't think we can. I think I was trying to do that last time also. Yeah, you can turn like photo mode. Yeah, but it's not a third person sort of view.
Great.
Indeed. I don't like how this path leads between these giant stones here. Oh, there's a guy over there. Let's see. The game has these profiles to quickly kind of switch between the loadouts. So I'm going to make the green one the fighting one and this the red one normal one. So let me see if we can ambush this guy.
What?
Nope. Why did I do that? Right,
Wanker!
nope, this is not going well at all.
No! that?
Okay. Slow and steady.
No chance.
Alright. It looks like I'm out. But I think he's also kind of
That.
injured right now. Of course, it's not looking great for me.
No, you don't.
Oh no. Alright. Yes, this is better. Alright. Yes, I think we won. Okay, let's see. And his hunting sword is even worse than ours. It's not worth much at all. Torch, we have one. Food, this one is 3. Condition 67. Again, ours is a bit better. Gambeson 21. Condition 51, and it weighs 12.5. And our 23. Again, ours is a little bit better and lighter. Coat 328, 2.9. We don't have a code, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to take his coat because I'm not sure how it works with the layers of clothes in this game. Okay, now we're getting some real armor. Counters with rondo. Simple elbow pads with round rondels. Unless you can afford better armor, every protection counts. I know. Does give you more noise and visibility. It also does add to the defense, so let's take those. Pickpocket's gloves. Interesting. Not ideal for actually picking pockets. A fine soft pair of gloves can come in handy in many other situations. I wonder what does the plus 36 to noise mean? They produce more noise? Because they're like squeaking? Interesting. Interesting stat. I'm not sure how to read that. And let's take them just as well. And padded chausses. 27. And 27 meaning the slash defense. Out of 29. Okay. Simple quilted leggings, not exactly the pinnacle of tailoring skill. Can be used alone or as a softened underlay beneath better armor. 27.49, and ours are 280. Okay, so this is definitely better, but let's give the guy these ones. Can we equip them? I'm not sure we can. Okay, that's alright. Vagrant's boots, 268, and ours are 246. And the rest is the same. What? Oh no! That is so unfortunate. I forgot about the bleeding. Okay, what happens if I press and try again? Oh, okay, so, yeah. This is, yeah, this is old school. This is absolutely old school level of save load game. Nice. So no automatic checkpoints. Can we enable automatic checkpoints? Doesn't look like we can. Oh well. That's alright. That's alright. And even the map, oh wow. Yeah, this is really old school. Even the map is uncleared as it was before. Well, then let's try again maybe. So the yellow shield would be our civil outfit. The red would be our fighting one. Right. Okay. We don't have any shield. And let's also put a torch here. How do we activate the torch though?
Don't cause any trouble. Got it?
Sure. Let me see if there's like a keybind for it. Or if it's automatic. Equip torch, R. Alright. So... let me go somewhere. The shadow, maybe? Yeah, it works. Alright, there was a new codex entry. So let's see what that was about. Oh, I see. Interesting. So the save game actually saves everything, including whether or not you have read the codex entries, which is thorough, but at the same time it's kind of you know, you would still expect a player to sort of know they're playing a game at a certain level. You can just leave these things as read, because we did read them one time, but again, that try again option just loads you, like old school loads you into the game. So, hey, look, this is the toilet. It's like outside the house, physically outside, I think. Or maybe, I don't know. This is a interesting side attachment to this house. I think it's a toilet. Might be just a storage or something. Not sure. I also love this detail that you can see that at some point there was, like, during rain maybe, there's like a tiny stream running down into this little puddle.
You're right, but I promised myself I wouldn't leave it to the last moment
Heute
this
ist
year.
ein
So,
wunderschöner
have you got any ideas?
Well, if I did, I wouldn't leave it to the last moment this year.
Well, I'll be going then.
God bless. Best of luck to you.
These random NPC dialogues again kind of remind me of Oblivion, you know, in spirit, not in implementation, of course.
Greetings.
Hey. Alright, so this time we can actually go another way and go this way. Is it like a sunset? So if I'm not sure where, if this map is oriented correctly, and if it is, that means that north is over there, and yeah, it doesn't really make sense, does it?
Greetings.
Hey, sun to be out there, not sure. We can also try to run. I'm not sure if that would allow us to just get faster to where we're going, or if it would also deplete our stamina.
What happened to you?
I'm in big trouble.
How so?
I lost a letter. A very important letter. I was supposed to deliver it to my master by tonight.
What was in the letter?
I have no idea what it said. For one thing, it was a secret, and for another, I can't read. But it was my master's beloved who sent it. That's why it was so important.
Oh, so it could just as easily have been a lewd verse.
I don't really care what was in it. The point is, I don't have it.
Okay.
Do you know where you might have lost it?
I haven't the faintest idea. It must have slipped out somewhere along the way.
You should have been more careful with it. Losing the one thing you're supposed to deliver.
I know. So I forgot to check my bag this morning, all right? But now it's gone, and I'm fucked.
So is this going to be like those classic RPGs where you can help every NPC you encounter? Let's check it out.
Would you like me to help you look for it?
There's no point now. I've been on the road for 2 days as it is. We'll never make it by tonight.
I have to be going. I hope you find the letter.
Me too. Because if I don't, I'm in for a lashing.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Wait! I have an idea. Punch me in the face.
What?
Smack me in the gob. I'll say I was ambushed on the way and they took the letter.
Okay, so it's not your classic go look for the letter RPG type of stuff, but it also has interesting twists. I don't think this check will pass. Let's see if the guy is sure
Are you
about
sure?
that.
I'm sure. I'd rather take a couple of punches from you than a lashing from my master. I could tell you to stop when I've had enough. But he wouldn't. So you get why it's better for me to be slapped around by you, right?
On one hand, not really, because he could still lash you. It doesn't really matter if you were ambushed or anything. I mean, it could absolutely just piss him off. It's just the same. And second, I'm not sure it's wise to beat up random stranger, because he can then frame us.
Well, if you ask me, you should man up and tell your master the truth.
No way! Might as well crawl into the pillory myself in that case.
And if I give you a thrashing, that's a better solution.
At least I know you won't flay me to a bloody pulp. Will you?
I'm sorry, but I have no intention of pummeling you for no reason. There must be other ways of resolving this.
Suit yourself, if you don't want to help your fellow man. What now?
Wait, what is he going to do now? What is his solution? Just stand here and... No, he's going somewhere. Okay, I wonder where he's going.
Shit, this could only happen to me.
Oh wait, no, he's not going anywhere, he is here. By the way, I think I want to turn down that sharpness a little bit, because again, it has too much sharpness.
Shit, this could only happen to me. Shit, this could only happen to me.
Okay, so this guy is not going to do anything. What is this, by the way? It said a shrine, so... Is there a codex entry for this? I don't see any. What about the map? Let's say there's a shrine here. But... okay. Just a point of interest, apparently. 1368, I think.
Shit.
Okay, let's talk to this guy again.
You know what? About me throwing a couple of punches at your jaw.
Shall we do it?
Okay, let's see what
Very well
happens.
then. Defend yourself. Or not. It's up to you. You ready?
I am.
Okay, is that enough? No? He wants more? Okay. When are we going to stop? Okay, is that enough? Shit. The guy saw us. And I don't like that.
Where are you running off to? You were supposed to give me a beating. Come back!
Okay, come here. I don't like that that guy is watching there. Are you going to get in trouble for this? Okay. Is he happy now? I don't think he is.
To the stocks with him.
There are a couple more guys fighting there in the background. Nice. Okay. Hey, are you happy now?
All right.
That was rough.
You didn't say
You
stop.
think that's enough?
I definitely. I'm sore all over. Oh, my mouth most of all.
Glad to be of help then. Take care.
Nice. Okay, a bit of a community service. What's with those two guys? Is it
What's
like a
with you? You must be parched. What say you have a drink with us?
drink? Where were you fighting? Are you a blacksmith? That's an interesting.
Are you a blacksmith?
And you? Gentleman's manservant, I reckon.
You deserve a clobbering for how poor a judge of people you are.
Be my guest. I'm Yira. Hard as nails and happy to flatten you any time of the day. Careful though, I don't like blades.
Glad to hear that. From one blacksmith to another.
Oh, sorry, brother. I didn't take you for someone who could swing a hammer.
I love smithying, but I have a lord I must serve. What are you doing here? Where's your anvil?
Our forge has gone undone for. And these folk around me lost all they had too.
So war, eh? It's a shitty thing.
Aye, well, that's just the way it is. By God's grace, I still have 2 hands, and I can always find work. I could do with a bit of coin right now. Fancy having a wrestle? For money?
No, not right now.
Anyway, I must be going. Goodbye, Yira.
Travel safe, fellow blacksmith.
Nice wooden tools. What are these guys? Oh, new codex entry. Wait, you mean to say that... Oh, there's a lot more to codex than we read. Interesting. Okay. All right. So, encampments. Oh well, that's a lot. You know what? Let's take a short break and get back to these in a bit. Alright. I'm back. And we can continue reading the codex entries, although I think it would be better if we... Oh look, another card. Cards and vacuums. Yeah, we read that one. What we can do, I think, is try the fight that we lost last time again in Find Mud quest. And maybe this time we will save our game just before the fight. So in case we lose it again, we will be able to regain our progress quickly. So run is toggle here. Yeah, I see. You discovered Jellyov. This wonderful little place here. I think these you discovered marks mean that yeah, we can travel now using fast travel system between them. And some beehives over there. Yeah, just look at this. This is wonderful. The fact that you can take this path or this one is just awesome. In what other game will you see this kind of, you know, path branching? In the middle of the forest. It's like just like in real life. For no particular reason other than some people prefer this way, others this way, stuff like that. Oops. Something's happening over there. Right, so this time I'm going to consume Savior Schnapps just to save my game. And also let's switch to this gear, which I think gives us damage 40. I think this is a bit better in terms of defense. Okay, are we going to fight? Or what's this guy deal?
Fuck off.
Let's just take it easy. I'm not looking for any trouble.
Smart lad.
Okay. Can I pass through though?
Prepare to fight.
Okay, seems not. Alright. And for that, let's try reloading. Let's see. Can't we? It's not really convenient to pass that way. Maybe we can walk around this guy. On this side? Oh, there's a whole camp. I see. There any friends of this kind here? Yep, there's one. I wonder what happened to that fellow on the road. Was lying there. Yeah, I think it's just this one guy, so I'm going to try to take down this guy. Thief scam, yeah. So I'm not good guys. Why can't I stealth kill him? I wonder. Okay. I can do this though. And this is his dog. Okay. Wait, why am I... This is not going too well, is it? You can't switch outfits mid-combat. Okay, that's nice to know. Can I at least equip a weapon? I think I can. Alright, this is funny. The dog is going to be more dangerous than the guy. Okay, is he going to run away? Hope so. Alright, and now he's barking. Now his friend is going to hear this. No? Let me see. He was somewhere over there. So if I walk around slowly, oh yeah, wait. There was... So he looted this guy. Alright. And then... Where did he go? He went that way? I don't see him there. Did he go back to the camp? Because there's nothing on this guy, right? Oh, he's a noble. Interesting. A noble who seemed to have a picnic here. Some belladonna and herb Paris alchemy. Some alchemy ingredients. Quite a lot of them actually. And they don't weigh much. So let's just take all of them. We do seem to have injured right leg. So let's see if we can fix that. You don't need to bandage yourself, you're not bleeding. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, we seem to limp a little bit when walking. And I don't quite understand why this guy was sitting here alone. And where are his friends at the moment? But there seems to be a lot of good things here and there, which maybe we can use. Alright, longsword. 45, 73, 72, 30. And it is better, but seems like we don't have the stats necessary. Original longswords have a slightly wider blade and a pronounced groove for durability. They are not weapons for decoration, but noble blades to uphold knightly honor and family tradition. So mean strength and agility 10, 13, and our stats have 5 and 6. Okay, so it will take a long time before we'll be able to equip it. So that's good that we didn't fight this guy. We didn't stand a chance, I think. But we do have 12 perk points. So I wonder... I don't remember at what time we can upgrade our perks. I think at any time. But what about leveling? Like, what does these buffs mean? Like, if I go to sleep here, okay, so all I'm getting are just effects on hunger, health, tiredness, and I don't know what this does. So it's not like you need to sleep in order to level up. I don't think so. Well, let's just take this sword anyways. Maybe we can sell it at some point. Kettle hat, dark, the most common shape of kettle hat, popular among the poor squires. Consists of two parts joined together by iron rivets, and therefore isn't as expensive as a helmet forged from a single piece. Okay, it all is in bad condition. And it does make a lot of noise. And it is valuable as well, so it looks like we can actually equip it if I'm not mistaken. So if I do this, And this now? Yeah, it seems like I'm much better defended with all this. Okay. Damage armor. Some of your equipment is very damaged. Some items have worse properties. Damaged items can be repaired by some merchant. You can do it yourself by using a repair kit. If you continue to use... Okay, I'm not that quick of a reader. I think it said that it will break at some point. Right, Gambeson Long. Coated combat shirt made of several layers of plain linen. Provides some protection on its own, but its primary worn is soft and light under all types of armor. So I think we have worn Gambeson, which gives us 23, 72 and weights 9.4. This is heavier and it gives worse protection, so it's not worth it. Smooth cuirass. Black, and this type of armor provides less protection than any brigantine, and as it only protects the wearer's chest. Okay, I think we can take this one. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is better, meaning it gives more protection that way. Chainmail gauntlets. Again, something we don't have. Quarters as well. Quilted hose. Simple quilted leggings, not exactly pinning off tailor and skill. Alright, so this one's 32.30 and ours 2.46. And this way 5.7 and ours 0. So ours are a lot lighter, but this does give you better protection. Work boots 2.15. 2. No, boots. Oh, moonshine. Nice. Nourishment, nutrition, energy, health, alcohol, and freshness, weight, price. Okay, I'll take one moonshine, but I don't think there's any use for it. Door and chest keys. Oh, okay, so I think this is from the chest behind us. Shrinking die. Very lightly loaded die. One can barely differentiate from an ordinary die. Not sure what it does. I'll take it. Maybe I can sell it later. So now here we can... Now we are very heavy, I think. Speed 19. Yeah, we are very heavy and very loud, like that. Okay. Yeah, and the pants. Yep, these are the correct. No, these are the correct ones. Yeah, this is, I think, even more protection. Yep. Alright. Damaged armor. I wonder what happens with our injured right leg if we just sort of take a nap later, maybe? Um, lamp, copper jug. This is all junk, I think. The lamp, can I use this lamp? As in, oh, I can cook here. I see. So I can't really equip it, right? As in, instead of torch, so it's pretty much useless. But doesn't weigh too much, I think. Yeah, it's 0.5 kilos, so it's not that heavy. Now, let's see what's inside this chest. Okay, some ammo. 11 pieces of ammo. Mutton, so that would be... Yeah, durability 1.5 days, so that's still fresh right now because it just generated. But it's not going to live long, so we need to cook it right away. It does give us recipe here. You can make a good meal like this. First roast some meat on a spit. Take some white bread, wine and plums. Make a black sauce out of them. Add the roasted meat and sweeten with honey. Serve with lard and baked apples and sprinkle with almonds. It's like I'm watching Tasting History right now. What if I just cook all of it by itself or with onions or something like that? Most Faithful Friend 2 skill book on dog handling can be read from level 5 of the Handmaster skill. Oh, okay, this is useful. I'm going to take this. Steel and iron, alright. Yeah, these are ingredients for blacksmithing. Money. Armorer's kit, a set of tools for repairing metal parts of armor, chainmail, and quilted armor pieces includes hammer, pliers, twine, and some replacement chainmail and oil. Oh, nice. So maybe we can use that to repair some of our armor. And wooden dog toy. Huh. Okay. So somebody loved his dog. Unfortunately, we had to scare him away. About that mutton, though. Still not sure where's the companion of this guy. So can I cook this mutton? Can I just select like all of it and say cook? Would it work? Is it like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild cooking? You received 2 cooked carrot. So, wait, what did I just do? So now I have cooked carrot, which I think I better eat. And cooked lamb. So I increased its durability by like half a day, but it's still not great. Yeah. Now, dried salami is good because it's durable indefinitely. Smoked salami, it's only 5 days. Drinking water. Cheese, it's still kind of good. And let's eat this apple. Alright. Nourishment 97, so we are almost full. What if I drink moonshine? Nourishment plus 5, nutrition 37, energy and health, health 30, ability. Okay, I'm going to leave it for now. I don't think there's anything left here, right? Yeah, I think we got everything from this guy. We're here. So we can be on our way now. Right, that was quite the eventful stop here, which I didn't quite intend for, but anyways. I wonder, because I think that guy actually got everything from this noble. Yeah, he's empty. So I'm not sure where he went after that. Are we going the right way? Yes, kind of. I'm still looking around, searching for that guy we saw on the road. I think it's this way. There's a boar. And Bojana's hut. Of course. Our dog. Roller. And why don't we make a stop at Bojana's? You discovered
that girl dawdling?
your bed. So why don't we wash our selves? Because we are quite dirty from all our travels and...
Will you help me, Henry?
Sure, in a moment. Let me first clean up a little bit. Oh, there's blood and grime.
Anywhere, Henry?
Okay, let's go talk to Bajana.
Has something happened?
My daughter, Pavlena. Remember her? She was here when I was healing you two.
I remember. What's wrong with her?
She's missing. It's not like her to be wandering around like that. She goes to Troskovitz to sell baskets, but she knows I can't manage on my own, so she never stays away for long. These old eyes of mine can't see nothing much. Pavlena has to take care of me. She's a good girl, that lass of mine. I'm very worried about her. You understand? What if something's happened to her? God forbid. I can't look for her myself, but you could. I know I'm asking a lot of you, but I've no one else to turn to.
Sure, we can look for her.
All right, good wife. I'll try to find Pavlena for you.
Thank you, Henry. If I was you, I'd ask in Troskovitz. That's where she was heading last time I saw her. And if she arrived, someone must have seen her. And you can look in the hut in her place in the loft. She keeps her things there. My old legs ain't up to climbing stairs, but you might find some clues there.
All right, sure. But before we do that, actually, since we have used our savior schnapps, I think we're going to have to prepare a new one. Let's see. Oh, we only can prepare chamomile decoction right now. How do we learn new recipes? All you need is a recipe and the right ingredients. You can expand your knowledge by finding and learning recipes throughout the world. I see, so we need a recipe first before we can do anything useful here. Because, like the book said, in our crafting menu, yeah, we only have chamomile decoction right now. Alright. Can Bajana sell us some recipes? Oh, I see. It's not until we
I wanted to ask you something else about Pavlena.
finish this quest, though. Okay, let's ask her some more.
Do you think anyone might want to hurt Pavlena?
These are evil times, Henry. I dread to think what could happen to a young girl alone on the road. And besides, the folk in Troskovitz ain't too fond of us.
Why, though?
What have the Troskovitz people got against you? Did something happen?
I'd rather not talk about it, Henry. I wouldn't want you to get the wrong impression about us.
You live completely alone in the middle of the woods. Don't you think I've already got a bad enough impression of you?
And where else would we live, you genius, when we're not wanted? Don't go digging up old wrongs, Henry. And don't insult us.
Well, I mean, there must be a reason why you live like that, so... Henry was just curious. I can understand that. No need to kind of get angry about that.
Where exactly was Pavlena going?
To Troskovitz. She was taking wicker baskets she'd made. She sells them there and uses the coin to buy what we need. Sometimes it takes her a while, but this time she said she'd be right back. I have a bad feeling about this.
Did it occur to you she might have run off? She's a young girl and pretty. What kind of life does she have here in the woods? Maybe she wanted to live a little.
You don't know Pavlena. She's not like that. If she wanted to live a little, she'd tell me straight out. She doesn't keep things from me. Don't imagine I keep her here against her will, or that I don't know what it means to be young.
Pavlena is young and, well, no offence, but you seem a little old to be her mother. Is she really your daughter?
She is. Not by birth, but that doesn't change anything. Her mother died in childbirth, and there was no one but me to take care of her.
And who was Pavlena's birth mother?
A girl from the charcoal burners. They left the county, and I think she had no one else. I buried her myself. No one came for her.
All right.
And do you know anything about Pavlena's father?
I don't know who he was. Pavlena's mother was very young, and the fella surely abandoned her when her belly grew. She never told me nothing about him.
Well, as a midwife, I'm sure you've seen it often that, well, that the mother doesn't survive childbirth.
All too often, lad. But that's the lot of women. Or is it any different where you're from?
No, it's not. True enough.
See then? Now, can we just keep our minds on Pavlena?
Yeah, this is an interesting way to say that the player might be from a different place. But, of course, Henry isn't. So, yeah.
Take care for now, Henry.
Bit of clever writing. But now, though, so our active quest is still find Mutt. And I wonder if these quests are time sensitive. Okay, we're going to go to Mutt first, and then on our way back, hopefully, we'll get back to Troskovitz anyway. And then we can ask about Pavlena there. So let's continue. What's that? Does it show the time? Map, journal, there. I wonder how can I increase these stats? So let me see. Okay, these two seem useful for selling stuff. So if I press learn, what does my level in speech becomes? Okay, it's still 8. So does it mean like my level grows as I do things? I assume. Okay, now I can't buy anything here in speech, even though I have 10 perk points. Charming man, you gain reputation. Increase will be 10% higher. Okay. And about agility. Required agility level of all metals is lowered by 1. Okay. Full damage is reduced by 30%. Okay, this is not a bad thing to have. Maybe we should buy that because I'm a clumsy person. And that would definitely help. Alright. Let's also buy this one. Okay. So far so good. I still don't understand how the system works, but hopefully... Oh, by the way, if we take a nap here now, I think that will save our progress. So we can do something like this, maybe?
Shoo! Get out of my sight!
What? Why can't I sleep here? Where do I need to sleep?
Piss off!
Why? Do I need to sleep upstairs?
So, Pavlena, what have you left for me?
Okay, I don't understand this.
Like she got up and went straight out. She's got unfinished work here. Clothes. If she planned to run away, she'd have taken them with her.
Okay.
Hey, this is a boy's cap. Does Pavlena wear it? Or did someone leave it here?
Okay, let's take this cap. Maybe it will be useful in our investigation. Can we sleep now? Right. We're slowly getting hungrier. Which means we can eat something. Alright. It seems like I overate a little bit. Ah, I see. So that was the Bajan's bed.
Henry, good to see you.
Oh, I see. I must... Oh, okay. So I must have needed to sleep here in this bed. And does it mean we didn't save? No, I think we saved. Yeah. That's still a bit strange though, anyways. What's this status effect now? Overeating, okay. Yeah, I did that a little bit. Again, why is our... clothes dirty again? This is so strange, like... Are they just getting... Okay. Oh, I see. So you need to wash using a bath. Alright. Well, anyways, at least we have saved our game. Which is a lot better than it was last time. Let's get rid of the... It's very early in the morning. We are slowly getting to the place where the mud's supposed to be. This is where he was last time we saw him. Let's see if that guy is still there. Yep, he's still there. Alright, now. Shall we try our stealth approach again, or shall we just prepare for battle? That is the question, I guess. Because in this armor, we will make a lot of noise. Which means we might not be able to take this guy down stealthily.
What's that sound?
Okay. Alright. Vagabond, so... Right, that means that... Why is my option for what's going on here still active? What happens if I press it? Okay.
What the fuck is this supposed to mean?
Anyways. Alright, yeah, we have loaded and went over this body already, so let's do it quick. This hunting sword is worse than ours. And hood 360. 480. No. Gambeson 2040. 2372. Code 29. I wonder, so I'm going to take the code just to figure out how it fits with the rest of the clothes. Cooters with rondel. I think we have those now. I have just cooters. 1622. 2063. Yes, let's take these ones. And these we can place back. It's fine. Pickpockets gloves, 548. Oh, why did I take them? Do I really need them? Pallet Chaucers, 2751. I mean, they are a little bit better than Quilted Hose condition, but they are lower. I'll check that just for the memes. Vagrant's boots, 249, 257. Actually, these are now better than ours, aren't they? Yeah. And they are... Why are they cheaper? They have the same stats. Is it because they are in blood? I wonder. Ours are... What does it mean? Quality 2? And these are quality 1, so they are cheaper because of that. But it seems like the stats are completely the same, so... Alright, door and chest keys. I wonder what these keys are from. Russian... Oh, these are for the game. Yep, I'll take this one. Okay, I think this is all I need from this guy. This one.
Dead. And robbed of everything, just like Capon left him. And there's no trace of Mutt.
So, what does it mean for our investigation, though? Shall we try get back up there? Maybe there's something there. And by the way, what am I wearing right now? So these I can't equip. Oh, I see. So I can also add code. Okay, interesting. So it does lower our conspicuousness. Right. Okay, that's useful. Okay, I can either have gauntlets or gloves. These give +1 charisma. Why? I don't understand. That's weird. Anyways. Do we want the code here as well? Adds noise and visibility. No, I don't think we do. And right now we are like that, okay. Okay, let's see. Whoa. Quite a drop. Anyway, there's nothing really here. So let's keep searching for clues down here.
Oh, there's something lying over there. I hope it's not Mutt. Oh, a nice bit of venison. And something took a good bite of it. Could Mutt have been here? Mutt's nowhere around. Someone must have taken him in. It's not far to the herb-woman's place. Maybe I should ask her whether she's seen him.
Alright, so it all comes together quite nicely. Yeah, we're leaving a trail of bodies behind. Anyways, I think the next stop is asking Bojana whether or not she saw our dog. It's a beautiful morning here. What a nice walk. And let's see. Do we wear anything? Yes, let's wash the shoes from blood. Okay, and what about here? Yes, also let's wash the blood off. Okay, good. Can I see it first? Yes.
Have you seen a stray dog around? I thought he was dead, but he's likely still alive.
I'm sorry. I haven't seen any dogs around.
Oh, sucker. Do you have any idea where else he might have gone?
If I were a dog, I'd go to where there's food. There are plenty of fishermen around the pond, and they're always throwing out leftovers at the tavern.
Do you think he'd go and steal leftover food?
I don't know much about dogs. He could have run into the woods and started hunting. He wouldn't be the first or the last. There's a whole pack of wolves near Samine these days. Maybe your dog's gone feral and is running around with them.
Thanks.
That was an interesting dialogue. First of all, it doesn't really make sense to ask a half-blind woman whether or not she has seen anything, especially a dog. And second, she said she doesn't know much about dogs, which is very weird considering she does have a dog named Growler just outside. So, yeah, that was a strange conversation.
I had a look in Pavlena's place in the loft.
And? Did you find anything?
Yes, actually.
I found a cap there. A man's cap. I don't suppose Pavlena would wear something like that.
You're saying she had some young man here? I'd surely have noticed.
I don't know, good wife. I'm just saying what I found.
Could she have found herself a beau in Troskovitz?
She's got unfinished work there. She weaves baskets.
Aye, she usually has a few on the go, but she took them to the market in Troskovitz. We've got nothing here but what we make ourselves, or find in the woods. Pavlena weaves baskets very nicely. Folk buy them from her.
She didn't pack up her stuff. I don't think she was planning to be gone for long.
I told you, didn't I? Pavlena wouldn't run off. Take care, Henry.
Okay, now it says game saved. This is weird. I don't understand when or how this game decides to autosave. Why did it save now? Because of the dialogue? Because of the quest progress? So confusing. Anyways. Yeah, here's Growler. Can I pet him? Doesn't look like it. Anyways. So let's see. Do have more map markers now. How do I track this one? Do I need to do this in journal? So nope, I'm confused again. The UI for this game is not its greatest strength. I can like add a checkpoint anywhere, but oh, okay. How does it decide where to put this giant sort of active marker? versus not do it? Or is it like, what is the latest thing we sort of talked about? Is that it? So like the quests are like auto magically tracked for you. Oh my god, what was that? So you don't have to manually track them. It's like this game that tries to do so much. What's this howling? So much automatically. And it's nice of it to try to do so. But at the same time, it's kind of a little bit annoying, actually, because why can't I just manually set my current active quest? Or maybe I can, and I just can't find the option. That's strange, though. Okay, some stables. And then in.
Jack can understand, unlike that.
Greetings to you.
And what can I get for you?
God bless.
Same to you.
And he's nearly educated.
Art for its own sake. That is the true goal.
Desk, this guy?
What will it be?
Here you can buy a night's rest and regain your strength, as well as save your game in a rented bed. Okay.
My dog got lost not far from here. Did you see him by any chance?
I haven't seen any dogs round here for a while, but I hear there's wolves in the forest causing problems. Just the other day, a shepherd boy from Copenina complained that his sheep were being eaten by the flea-ridden beasts.
Where can I find this shepherd?
Siegfried? He has a hut at Copenina. It's just below the castle, on the back slope of the hill.
And you haven't heard anything else about wild dogs?
Here, in the tavern? No. But there was a fella here who gets by doing a bit of poaching. He said once he was hunting when, right in front of him, a large pack attacked a deer. A mix of wolves and dogs, he said. That's not something you see every day.
Do you know where that was?
How would I know where he goes hunting? But I'd say it was in the forest.
Okay, so this is one of those wild situations where in an RPG, if you ask a bartender about, you know, town's talk or something like that, any gossip, he will tell you like every bit of random local trivia and quest around. So asking him about our dog is probably as useful as asking Bashan if she has seen anyone. So Henry has a really interesting detective line here.
Excuse me, I'm looking for a friend of mine. He's not from round here, but...
Let me guess. A dirty ruffian who ain't got a groschen to his name but acts like he owns the bloody place.
He was here then?
Aye, he was. He was larging it up good and proper, and then he found some lads who paid his bill, unfortunately.
What do you mean by that? Why unfortunately?
Because they're right ruffians who are always up to no good. But still, birds of a feather, eh? In the end, they left like best pals, but I got no idea where they went.
Okay, so Hans probably has been here, and he left, and we don't know where.
What's going on around here, innkeeper?
Vostatek, Lord von Berghoff's huntsman, is a regular here. He might have some work for you. He's got a cottage near Vidlark Pond. So if you know your way round the woods, you could go and offer him your help. But I hope he hasn't started drinking somewhere else. He's my best customer. One more thing. You're not going to believe this, but 2 local lads claim they found a water goblin's treasure.
And what did they find there? Are you sure they didn't make it up?
I thought so too at first. They're foolish lads, so I wouldn't be surprised. But then they ordered wine and paid with silver. Their purse was jingling with groschen.
Would you happen to know where I could find these lads?
They often swim at the other side of the Rock Tower Pond. There's a pier there by the dam. That's their spot.
You have a water goblin here?
It would be a wonder if we didn't, with all the ponds around. He's got a hut nearby. If you follow the right bank of the Rock Tower Pond, you'll find it hidden in the reeds.
Any other news?
Recently, a bunch of charcoal burners who have their kilns on the hill above the Kerchak Pond came here to have a beer. I started talking to them and they told me they almost didn't make it.
Why?
They said a pack of wolves came after them.
Aren't wolves afraid of people?
That's what I thought too. It's strange.
Did they tell you how large the pack was?
They mentioned 3 wolves, but God knows if that's all of them.
Did they tell you where it happened?
In a gorge, above the Rock Tower Pond. They noticed the wolves watching them from the rocks. If you climb up those rocks, you'll be able to see the whole pond from there.
Do you have any more news?
By the way, we've put together this wee fight club here. Would you like to try it?
Not right now.
I don't think that's really for me.
As you wish. If you change your mind, you know where to find me. By the way, old Olbram from Zheleoth keeps complaining about the Takovites. If you go and see him, I'm sure he'll tell you more about it. But, well, he takes a bit of getting used to, though.
Oh? What do you mean?
You'll see. I mean, here, and that's pretty much everything.
Thanks, Innkeeper. That sounds interesting.
So he really did dispense all the quests in the local area. Nice.
Show me your wares.
Alright, trading. The shop screen consists of 2 parts, merchant's inventory and Henry's. Selected items to buy and sell placed in your basket, the contents of which can be viewed in the upper right corner. The bottom bar will display information about the current transaction. Okay. You can then buy them at the listed price or try haggling with the merchant. Hold X to negotiate the price. Right. Okay. And I see. So the innkeeper would not buy our weapons and armor or anything else. But we might sell the lamp, which we don't need. And what does he sell? Food, of course. Cereal schnapps. Spade. Spades are for digging graves, shovels are for tossing sand. That is true. It's a bit pricey and quite heavy though. Oh, soap. Wow. So we can really clean our clothes. But it does... kind of expensive it is. I'll die. 39.6. And how much money do we have? Yeah, 26.5. So if I do this, yeah, now I need to pay 25 for it, and I have 26. Well, it is a nice dye. I'm not going to buy it right now. So let's try haggling. See how that
Let's do
goes.
something about that price.
All right, I'm listening.
Okay, haggling will allow you to influence the price you buy or sell items for. Select your offer on the scale and confirm it. W and S to change offer, E to confirm. The trader will either accept or make a counter offer that you can react to. During the haggling process, the merchant's impatience level will increase, and if the indicator fills up, he will temporarily lose interest in haggling. The bolder your offer, the more impatience will grow. Successful transaction will raise your reputation. Successful will lower it. Okay, seems easy enough. Let's try that. Go like this.
Do you accept?
That's still too much.
Okay, what about
Never
this?
mind then. I'm done haggling with you.
Alright, so our speech skill is not that great. And now he's even more impatient and he wants 12.8 instead of 13. So if we fail
Thank you, and take care.
the haggling, we can still sell but at a lower price. I see. Alright, now let's regroup and rethink. And let's see where these things are on the map. Oh wow, that's really far away. Alright, I wonder, can we fast travel to Troskowitz from here, like that? Scene of an ambush. A few men-at-arms are lying on the road. Two bandits are moving among the corpses, searching them. Suddenly, they see you draw their weapons and approach you. Flee with 50% chance. Okay, let's try that. Yay! We got away. Okay, so fast travel works. And it's a fun little minigame. Now, what I want to do is save my game now, but for that I need Savior's Schnapps or a bed, which will cost me money.
Greetings.
Hello. And I think...
I heard you had some trouble round here.
Why, some... Oh, just a bit more.
Let's see if this seller...
Wie schade. Auf Wiedersehen.
God bless.
I wonder why the dialogue
Nobleman came back.
broke.
I'm searching for Pavlena from Zhelyov. She comes here selling baskets. Do you know anything about her?
That herb woman Božena's daughter. I don't know nothing about her, and I don't want to know. They ain't welcome here.
Sure.
I wanted to ask you, what's on the other side of that nearest hill? I'm not from here, and I'd like to get my bearings. You look like a merchant to me, so you probably know best.
Ja, natürlich, you're not from here. Everyone around here knows that, after what happened in Betty's Tavern. Aber das ist deine Sache. That is your business, lad. Also, what do you want to know?
Is there anything I should avoid around here?
Certainly. Stirring up trouble and sticking your nose into other people's business. Here in the village, we don't care much for outsiders. If any do come, they better behave.
I understand that, but we were ambushed by bandits. So I wanted to ask if you know anything about that.
Ach so, ich verstehe. The woods have been full of all manner of rebel recently. That is all because of the war. Verdammte Schurken.
So you've already heard about these bandits?
About those ones in particular, or about others. They are all just gleichen Scheißkerle. Every time I go to the town, the bailiff must send an armed escort with me. It makes life difficult.
So the roads aren't safe?
Ja, das kann man wohl sagen. Herr von Bergo should do something about it at last. But Herr Otto spends more time in Prague than here. And Chamberlain Ulrich... Ach, lassen wir das.
Can I find other merchants around here?
Zum Glück nicht, junger Mann. I'm the only merchant here around Trotsky. Oh, natürlich. There are plenty of tradesmen here who sell their goods. There is Bartosz, the tailor. He lives at the other end of the village. The apothecary, Emmerich, lives across from me. They are hand in glove, or more like hat in hat.
What do you mean by that?
Nichts weiter. Just that they play at being educated men. Along with the scribe Geibel, they are always studying some Latin tracts. But of the three, perhaps only Geibel knows Latin, if he really does at all.
Is there anyone else here?
Oh ja. Beyond the tailor's house on the edge of the village is where Bashka the butcher lives. Opposite the Rathaus is the carpenter. The rest of the villagers are just peasants, and you are already familiar with the tavern.
Okay.
Where do you go for wares? What's the closest town?
The closest is Sobotka, the biggest Gichin, what you call Gichin. And farther north there is Turnov. Half of that one belongs to Herr von Bergo.
Is it far?
Das kommt darauf an. It takes all day on foot. Wenn du was brauchst, the goods I have here will have to do you. I do not think you will get to the town anytime soon.
Okay.
Where can I find a church round here? I'm surprised you don't even have a small chapel in the village.
If you want. Die Rettung deiner Seele, junger Mann. You have to go through the forest to Aujetz and to St. Catherine. Herr von Berger does have a chapel in his castle, but it's not for commoners like you. We do not go there either. Und warum auch? The gravedigger Ignatius takes care of burials outside the village, and weddings usually take place without a local priest. No one wants to pay the church more than they have to. Das ist ja wohl klar.
Yeah, all clear.
What do you have for sale?
Alright, now Yes, now we can sell things we don't need. Although the prices aren't particularly great. Wait, what? I have a recipe for savior schnapps. I just didn't learn it. Oh, that's a shame. Anyways. Yeah, these prices are insane. Dagger would be nice to have for stealth kills. Yeah, and comes in very handy when you need to creep up on someone and dispose them without attracting attention. Yeah, I'd love to have the dagger. So maybe I can add it. This is also a useful item. Oh, also nice items here. Kits. Okay. Let's find, is there anything else we can sell of value? Okay. Let's try haggle just a little
about
bit.
that price.
Gut, versuchen wir es.
So, what if we do this?
Do we have a deal?
Well, if you offer a little bit more, we can make a deal.
Okay, what about this?
Why? You'll convince me with that price? Thank you, and take
Okay.
care.
That's not so much in terms of money, but we did get the reputation. Which I think we can actually check. Here. Our reputation is 69 with merchants. And apparently 81 with a tavern. Interesting. So let's ask this guy about
Greetings. What do you want?
Bozhena's daughter.
Have you seen Pavlena around? She's a girl from Zhelyov who sells baskets here sometimes.
Is she pretty? If she was pretty, I'd have noticed for sure.
So you haven't seen her?
No. So either she wasn't here, or she's ugly. Oh well.
Right.
I'm trying to find Pavlena, Bozhena, the herbwoman's daughter. Do you know her?
Aye, I do. She's mixed up with them local woodcutters.
Mixed up? How?
How should I know? She's nothing but a hussy who gets them all worked up. You should ask Dushko, their foreman. Young Romans miss work often enough on account of her. They both live on the way to the butcher's. See you later.
That's the bailiff. Interesting. There's another cat. Nice. Alright, so yeah, for some reason developers decided to place an alchemy bench right here in someone's yard. And oh, by the way, wait a second, do I need to dry I think I do. Yeah, I think I do need to dry the alchemy ingredients. Otherwise they are going to go bad and you can pretty much throw them out at this point. Yeah, so this one has 624. And I place it on the drying rack. And immediately we have received dried materials with health 100, the condition 100. The weight is the same though. And what about the price? So belladonna is 1.9, and if we dry it, and this one is 0.2. Okay. Now it's 3 and 0.4. So it does increase in price as well. Interesting. So drying racks are actually quite useful. What about that belt though? Still has condition 100. Anyways, how do I read this? Oh, it's learn. Learn the new recipe, save your schnapps. Do you want to see it? Yes. Okay, wine, nettle, And belladonna. Add the nettle to the cauldron and boil it for 2 turns. Grind the belladonna. Add the belladonna to the cauldron and boil for 1 turn. Finally pour. Okay. And sleep heals you faster and good quality energy replenishes faster while sleeping. Okay. So this is a good thing to drink before sleeping. And we need more nettle. Let's see if we can find some. Dandelion. Let's pick up some dandelions. Yeah, we figured that one out already. Usually nettle grows like in more shadier areas. Yes, this is where it would be. Perfect. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This game really places all of its flora where you would expect it to find in real life. So you can just sort of use your real life knowledge and skills and just kind of rely on that. Of where plants grow and stuff like that, so let's try some more ingredients for alchemy.
Good day. The Lord be with you.
Thank you. Okay, so it's 1 nettle and so first of all, wine. Right. Yeah, I think so. Add the nettle to the cauldron. and boil for 2 turns. Like that. Now move down and boil for 2 turns. I think that's enough. Next, what does it say? Grind the belladonna, add the belladonna to the cauldron, and boil for 1 turn. Okay. Okay, take belladonna. No, actually, here. And we need 2 belladonna. Is there rain outside? Okay, now grind. Okay. Now drop into the cauldron. And then move the cauldron down. And boil for 1 turn. And move it up. And pour. Let's see what we have got. Birthday potion, weak savior schnapps. Alright, that's fine.
I didn't boil that belladonna long enough, did I?
Maybe. Can we maybe try it again? Wait, is there really rain outside? Let me take a look. Oh yeah, it's raining, alright. Yeah, I'm not going out in this weather. I'm going to try to boil some potions while there's rain outside. I gotta say, there's like 7 buttons at the same time, and it's not like intuitive buttons, so it's kind of, you know, could be improved, that's all I'm saying. Okay, 1 nettle, 2 belladonna, so nettle boiling for 2 turns, and 2 belladonnas grind for 1 turn. Gotcha. Jeez, it's really pouring out there. But I think that's enough. Alright, is it better now? Weak severe snaps, okay.
I didn't boil that belladonna long enough, did I?
I think I did. Okay, let me try again. One more time. What if I just do this? Can I, like, do this maybe? Okay. Now. Okay, maybe I'm not just finding the rhythm.
That belladonna shouldn't have been boiled on such a high flame.
Yeah. Let's leave the bench. But maybe now we can improve. Oh. Right. Because in addition to stats, we can also spend perk points on skills. Jesus Christ. Is that a complicated system or what? Yeah. Yeah, that's wonderful. Man, I miss the ordinator mode in Skyrim where it was all clearly laid out instead of these drop-down menus with toggle. Yeah, this is horrible UI. This is a spreadsheet design. No, they should have worked more on this. This is not how it should be. Anyways. Yeah, and these are the exact same perk points. Yeah, no, this is dumb. It does make sense that like the perks appear, I assume, randomly, or maybe from top to bottom in this tree. But again, it should be a tree. It shouldn't be like... Oh, no. No, this is horrible. Nope. No. Oh my. Alright, anyways. Why is our scholarship so high? Okay. Is this because we have read all the codex? I wonder. What happens if I just read all the codex? Astrology. Yeah, we have read this one. Society. Okay, let's read about the locations. Okay, Skalitz. The area where Skalitz, the birthplace of our hero Henry, is situated today. Was probably settled in the 13th century. Jesus. The development of the town was prompted by the silver mining in the area, as well as the existence of the nearby parish of Rovna. And this font is not great. Can you zoom in? Okay, you can't. Anyways. The owners of the castle included Jezek of Skalitz and Bogdan Drachovnice. In 1403, Wenceslaus IV took possession of it and placed it under the governance of the Knight of Sir Radzikopila. However, in the same year, he had to leave the castle in order to save the inhabitants of Skalitz from Sigismund's army, who torched the castle and the adjoining village. The estate was never rebuilt. In December 1403, Wenceslaus IV granted the remains of the village to Jan Sokol of the Lamberg. The ruins of the medieval castle and its fortifications were scavenged for building material for the church of St. John of Nepomuk. Today only a small part of the masonry of the gate, the bailey and the walls remain. Alright, that's interesting. Suchdol. The Gothic fortress probably originated in the 13th century, commissioned by one of the Kittenberg patricians. It had a square layout, with corners facing the cardinal points, and was surrounded by walls, a moat, and a rampart. From the northeast, the entrance to the fortress was secured by a bridge and a double gate protected by the main tower. Inside the fortress, a single-story palace ran adjacent to the wall with a smaller tower and single-story outbuilding. Today, a castle stands on this site, which retains only parts of the perimeter masonry. Part of the gate portal and the stone sits on the ground floor of the former tower as a reminder of the fortress. Trotsky region. An area also known as Bohemian Paradise, about 90 km northeast of Prague, with a great number of natural and cultural monuments. The main landmarks of the region are Kozakov Mountain and Trotsky Castle, while other important sites include, for example, Prahov and Lokocher rock formations, the castles Kost, Waldstein and Sikhrov, and a number of ponds. Its picturesque landscape is mainly underscored by the ubiquitous sandstone rocks, characterized by their steep and rugged reliefs and towers. It is an important protected landscape area and a popular destination for climbers. Nowadays, the area is crisscrossed with a dense network of tourist trails, making it a haven for nature lovers and enthusiasts of historical landmarks. In the medieval period, the region was quite bustling, particularly due to the numerous castles, fortresses, and fortifications, which are located almost literally on every hilltop. Well, it looks that way, yeah. Villages of the Trotsky region, Troskovets. The first mention is found in 3088 in connection with a nearby castle, but the village probably existed long before that. The village got its name from the rock on which the castle was later built, as the rock resembled the ruins of a castle from a distance. Okay. Tarkov, a small village 1.5 km north of Troskovets. First mentioned in sources 1388. A nameless stream flows through it, emptying into the Krzak Pond, forming cascades along the way and a waterfall about 10 meters high. Today the village is part of a protected area and the Golden Trail of the Bohemian Paradise passes through it. Zhelyov. There are only a few mentions of Zhelyov, notably in 1558. The three sons of Lord Semin sold the fortress and the village to the Skalskie Panství. The fortress was abandoned during the wars with the Swedes. Now the question is, did reading all that give us any more scholarship XP? I don't think it did. 552. Yeah, I don't think it does. Nope, it does not. So it says you will increase your scholarship by reading books, applying scholarship in conversations, and learning new and interesting knowledge about the world around you. It does mean like in-game, not in codex. Interesting. So anyways, I think this is a very good place to end our recording this time, because I think, yeah, exit save. Can just press this.